Now, the debate over controlling the deer in the Capital Region. This afternoon, the Capital Regional District heard from both sides, angry farmers and animal activists, each side concerned about how best to proceed with a deer management program. A motion was passed to form a committee which will find solutions to the deer problem with a focus on rural agricultural land. One thing is clear to both sides, something has to be done. CTV's Louise Hartland reports.
We need help. That's all we're asking. Whatever you do, we need help.
Emotions were high at the CRD this afternoon.
Now, I'm not pro-deer or against deer, and I'm not here to tell you today that we need to do anything other than something. I know that there's a lot of influence in the room and there's a lot of opinions in the room, but what the farmers need right now is action. And that's something that we haven't seen, and that's something that we are begging for.
The focus of today's meeting, whether a committee should be formed to research and recommend a deer management plan.
Composition of the Citizens Advisory Group must be balanced and include equal representation from pro and anti-deer representation and a regional balance.
Liz White came from Toronto for this meeting. She is the director of the Animal Alliance of Canada and wants the CRD to consider alternatives before it decides to kill the deer.
Fencing, planting plants that are deer resistant are the way to go, and in fact we have a number of examples here of how that's worked really well.
Former Central Saanich Mayor Jack Marr's family has been farming on the Saanich Peninsula for generations. He says over the years the deer have cost him and neighboring farms tens of thousands of dollars. Marr says he knows fencing will help, but with a price tag of $1,500 an acre, he says it is an expensive solution. $1,500 an acre, how many acres do you have?
Well, this property here, between the two parcels I'm renting here, there's about 12 acres. I've got over 125 acres of land under control, like what we own and what we lease.
Marr says he will put up a fence this season, but only around high-yield crops.
We've had quotes as high as $1.2 million to fence our farms.
Deer supporters say we should be putting our money towards public education, signs, and helping out those who need it the most.
And I think the farmers should be trying to lobby for fencing instead of allowing our government to put out mega dollars for a deer cull. It's $500 a deer.
The one thing everyone agrees on, something needs to be done.
This last year alone, let alone the previous year, they cost me over $60,000 in damage.
The CRD says the Citizens Advisory Committee will include 3 farmers and will be put together in March and present solutions by July. Too late to save these crops for another growing season. Louise Hartland, CTV News, Central Saanich.